Hi, welcome to my tube. I'm Marge, I'm a Hilka, empath. I just like having these little conversations, these little talks, these little channelings of how I feel about things. And as an empath, as empath, always feeling some kind of way, receiving some kind of data. Man, the data is flooding through today, I tell you what. Tuck, you get too hot, get out of sun direct, boy, bloody. My little golden nugget, tuck, 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 tuck. Do you get too hot, get out of sun, bud. Use your sense, man. Dogs don't got sense sometimes. Sometimes they get so blissed out, so zen, then they get their core gets too hot, and then there's trouble. There's trouble. Preventive maintenance, people. Safety first. Had a pretty good morning. Mom and I had a trucker breakfast. Trucker diner breakfast. It was real good. Broccoli, some scrambled eggs, hash brown. I like when we have good breakfast. Some breakfast is just kind of, it's just the vibe, you know. Some breakfasts are on point, you know. I can't wait to make freaking pancakes, waffles with fresh fruit topping and some whipped cream, whipped topping. Just all natural, man. Your body just reverberates on there. I got blueberry bushes. I went out and weed whacked where the city dropped the ball, and because it's going to be about to be a fire hazard here before too long. It's getting pretty dry, but that's cool. The fire department, their response time is mediocre. They got their own lane to come straight here, so I don't know. Maybe they'll get here in time, maybe not. I did my part. I do my part. What do you do? We just pay them to not do their part. That's all. And drive around. I just see all these new huge City of Salem vans with like air conditioning and shit in them. Like they're really taking this freaking emergency funds to the freaking nine. Look at all the look at all the new equipment they're getting. Look at all the new stuff. Yeah, burn it down. They're just gonna buy new stuff. They'll just get new stuff. You know, people. Wake up, people. So anyway, I had a neat synchronistic moment this morning. I was packing some stuff up this morning, getting in the, I pack up a little bit, and then I move, I'm getting ready to move, and if I do a little at a time, then when it comes time to go, then it's not so taxing on me. Mom says I'm getting wiser. I might be getting wiser in my older ages. In my middle ages, God willing, I get to live as long as she does. Man, she's in good shape though, so if she's in good shape, if I take care of my structural body and not let my ego get too far out of control, I might be alright. But no, kid, on American Housewife, lower back pain does not get better as you get older. I assure you. Anyway, I came across this little gem. I got it in 19. I used to work at a restaurant, Chevy's Mexican restaurant. So if you had chips and salsa at Chevy's Mexican restaurant, it's off the I-5 a little ways, in Redding, California, between 1993 and like the summer of 96 ish, fallish of 96, or I was probably working. I probably brought you chips and salsa at some point in time, the regulars, you know. I wonder, because Jenna Jameson's dad was a sheriff in Red Bluff for a little while, or up in a Northern California small town, Lassen, someplace like that. And I wonder if they ever came in, because she and I were born on the same day, same year. Anyway, I met a lot of people there while working there. One of the ladies that worked there, her name was Susie D. And she was just the sweetest. She was an incarnate of freaking wholesomeness. Like, she was like, I didn't like cussing around her. She was one, she vibed like that. Like, she was so Snow White in real life. it was weird. I just had never been around somebody like, I'm like, oh, you don't know about things, kind of stuff. Anyway, well, we became friends because she was a server and I was a busser. I was her support, you know. So, and she worked in the bar. She had big hair, big old smile, Susie D. They called her Susie Q, but I didn't. Um, and just pep in her step, just happy as can be. Anyway, she went on the course of her life on down to Sacramento, is where I lost touch with her in 1997, 98. This is our last account. She gave, when I moved down there in 90, our paths crossed for a little bit. I dipped onto her radar and she got me this Bible. I ain't never been into the Bible. I've never been into organized religion. I just always, it's because of the people that went. Because I'm an empath, so even when I was a little girl, I didn't want to be. I hated being around the people, because I would do what they do, and I'd watch them, and these people would say these words in these books and talk about love and devotion, and then I see, you know, and not being gluttonous and not being pigs and all this stuff, and then I was just surrounded by it. I'm like, they're doing it wrong. So anyway, Susie gave me this book. It's Mom says I take good care of things. I'm like, it's because when I was a kid, you used to always say, if you don't take care of it, we can't replace it. So I even got the original box too. I'm gonna go down the ant hole and research like the publishers and stuff like that. But it's a cool Bible. It's a rainbow Bible, which is fit for me because straight people like rainbows too. Tut, come here, buds. He's like, no, I'm not in the mood, Mom. I'm a big boy. Okay, bud. So, it's a rainbow Bible, and she had my name put on it. Boo! That's cool. And inside, see, it even has this little legend. This is what I talk about when I talk about a map legend, a code that we all have from our Akashic records that tells us who's good for us and who's bad by vibrational frequency, by just feeling. That's what this is, like a legend. So this is their legend, and these are color coded. And I shit you not, I was reading these off to Mom today, this morning at breakfast, and I said, brown is Satan, and Benny frickin' just started, roar, roar, and I was like, dude, don't worry, light blue is salvation. He's over there lounging on the sun-in chair right now. It's totally cool. Cat's over here. It's gonna be hot today, so we're getting time out early in the morning. So yeah, so I never thought I'd be, but hey Nubbins. Benny's like, high alert, I'm not sleeping now, bud. Did you see him? No, I didn't get the top of the fence. Maybe it was. Where you at, Nubs? You gonna say hi? There you are. Where you at, Nubs? See him? I can see him in real life. Oh, he's off that way. He's see, that's the thing that is so cool about frickin' nature and stuff, and like keeping your eyes up is seeing their highways and their networks. That's why I love nature and stuff like that. Is I watch their networks and they have patterns just like we do. And there's a pear tree on outside my bedroom window, and he goes over there. Benny's being staunchy to Tut. He's trying to get him to play. He's doing waggity tail. He's doing the come on, man. Come at me, bro. Come at me. Let's get at it and hustle tussle. Tucker's up. Now Tucker's up. Now he's got to pee on something to be like, I'm a man too. Look at me. I'm a man. We're just a couple of men dogs. Man and dogging around. This is how people act too. Look, I'm a man. Yeah, I'm a man too. Oh yeah, let's whip it around man style. Easy. That's how little dogs get hurt. Hey, take it down. You're up here. I need you down here. I'm not trying to encourage dog biting in any kind of way. Easy! Hey, bud. They are so fired up. Oh, that's a fired up kind. Huh? Take it easy. I was talking about Satan in the Bible. Get fired up. I started watching Lucifer last night, and they sympathize that too much. I'm like, no wonder everybody's like is looking it up, and they're gonna get all curious, and they're gonna start going and going, hey, I want to recruit me, because people are freaking dumb. So stop making it cool, man. Some people are like making it cool. It ain't cool. Anyway. So I was looking at it, and then on the back she wrote a cool inscription on it too. It's a freaking nice deal. Presented to Marge Hessick on the 14th day of February 1998. I got to go look that back up astrologically and see what's going on then. By Susie and Marcus on the occasion of accepting Jesus Christ as your Savior. And see, I just did it how they do it. Every time I decide not to be a dick, I'm choosing that vibe. Every time. It has nothing to do with any of this. It's just making the right choices that are better, that are good for everybody around me and not just me. And not to be selfish and greedy and keep all my shit to myself. And that's why I got my 49% rule. Oh, the house I wanted to get, it went off the market. So I'm like, Mom, Mom, I saw that before I went to sleep last night, and I guess this is the wisdom that comes with grace and age, if you get there. And that is knowing that there's something else out there for me, And that's why when I was a little girl, I used to put so much, and I did it all the way up into moving to Oregon, and that was my lesson, and not to do that anymore, is because I would put all of my manifestation into one idea of how I wanted to see life. And then when I came here and it blew apart, and I was like, okay, I'm not in control. Some higher power is. I'm not. Something else is. I think I'll let it guide my ship. And then I really got into astrology and stuff. And I just came across this Bible. And in 1997, I wrote these verses. Somebody said, pick these up. And so I wrote those on. So I looked them up, and I'll just do the first one, because I'm not going to go do all of them. But it was Jeremiah 32:27. Then I hear Jeremiah, and I sing the song in my head, and I think about bullfrogs, and I think about how frog is forever rely on God, and God is good orderly direction, and then, the synchronicity. So Jeremiah 32:27. Jeremiah. I was just there. No, I mean, I just had my thumb on it. People know this stuff by heart. It trips me out, man. It trips me out. So Jeremiah 32:27. This is like Heyoka Bible study. What did I say? 32:27. There we go. It's like the parchment paper. So I want to do it with my pinky so I don't tear it. It's not good for someone like me who gets sweaty palms and stuff like that. It makes me don't tear a page, shink. 32:27. Behold, I am the Lord, the God of all flesh. Is there anything too hard for me? I guess not. We'll find out. It was in gray. Tucker. What color was it? I'm not doing this the whole time. I'm only doing this one time. It still smells the same. I think that's why people like books, because it still smells like they did, and it takes them back in a frequential place of days of old. And sometimes people seeing the creepers, or that's what they're finding out about the creepers, that the creepers do that. It's gray, so that's history. Is it gray? 36:27. I ain't looking at that again. But it's like codes and stuff like that. I'm like, it's right up my alley. I'm surprised I didn't really get into it before, but it's the people. It's the people. I hated being around the people, and I was like, well, if these people suck as much as they suck, if they're so hypocritical, as much as they're hypocritical, then I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do what they do. So I'd like ditch out on Sunday school. I like when they would do things like make mice out of gum and like make animals like little ants with 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 toothpicks and stuff, the food part. And then, I know there's a name for it. I went on to the food art later on. See, this is why I wanted to do the talk early, because it's Saturday in Salem, Oregon, and the day's waking up. It's so weird that there's no protesting going on in the Capitol to change anything, because people are so satisfied with how things are here. They're just, we'll do it, we'll take it. But up in Portland, where all the pretentiousness is, where the pocket of pretentiousness, where all the freaking video gamers have been sitting and, and all the the people, the restaurant, all the freaking phony bullshit, they're all hitting the street and on talking about stuff that it's like, dude, that ain't even relevant anymore. There's gonna be a new wave of freaking bullshit that's coming up here pretty quick. Talk. And say, yeah, Mom, we're just gonna stay home and be chill. So I thought it was pretty funny that my historic self set me up for the future. So I'm going to go look at it later. I'll look at it later. I'll get into it a little bit. Probably not before I move, because I don't need the distractions. But they are, I always see when I was, because I used to look at the phone book and stuff, in any book, encyclopedias. I used to look at all books as the same way. I'd open it up randomly, and somewhere, some higher power was telling me some sort of piece of data that I'm supposed to receive. That's what I just look at life as. We've known synchronicities since I could pronounce synchronicity, that is God showing. Mom always said that God showing you that you're on your right path, that you've been here before, and then it's a verification of recognition, a vibrational stamp. I've been so disappointed about Lady Gaga lately. I just got out of vibe with her. She got out of vibe with me because I've been on planet longer. And for some reason, while I was piddling around this morning and I was doing stuff where I couldn't really stop, it landed. I have it. It's on shuffle. My soundtrack of life is on shuffle, but for some reason it landed on Lady Gaga's album, Joanne. And it reminded me that you just gotta love experiences and artists and all that for what they have and what the goodness that they have to offer, because sometimes you find out that they just don't do things that are like you. And I was finding all kinds of stuff about how all of her music or her cosmetics, because I'm adamant about not testing on animals and people and mutilation and all that shit. It's just, there's no place in this world for it. And for people that make it a marketable industry, it's fucking sick. And for all these women that put all this shit in their face and on their face and in their face. And I heard Sandra Bullock do a talk about how, baby foreskin. But it's not real baby foreskin. What's fake baby foreskin? Pray tell. What is artificial if it's not real? And they put this, and they put all this, these crazy scientists take parts from people and do shit. And, it's no different than a dark witch in the woods on a freaking full moon, wishing bad shit to happen to somebody, or wishing that some dude would love her. Control is control, and domination is domination, and tampering with free will is fucked, and there's karma to go with that. And so, all these people that have used all these products to make them so beautiful, they're turning so ugly. They're turning so dark crystal right now. So dark crystal. All these people are just, and I never thought they were that pretty. So in some things that they did, they were pretty. They would encompass beauty in some certain roles, but the reality of it is that they're vessels of, they're soul sacks when their spirit has, and they've done things and made choices and sold their soul, and so now they are vessels left over. But I had a good time when I went to see Lady Gaga. Big stupid fucking trucks, man. Tiny dicks and big stupid fucking trucks. I'm surrounded by them. And these fucking idiots, if they broke down, they wouldn't have the first clue as to what's wrong with them, and that's what's funny. Because I do. Most of them. Dad! Truck has a flat tire, call AAA. I saw a dumb bitch who had her car towed up the street in a Jeep Rubicon. Dad! Daddy! I can't do it, Daddy! And then they replaced Daddy with, huh? I'll be your penis pocket if you pay for everything and do everything you want me to. It's just disgusting how people sell their soul. It's so easy how people say their soul. It's not that kind of party. So my experience when I went to go see Lady Gaga, I went up early. It was up in Tacoma, and this is closer to when I first moved. This was August 2017, 18. Anyway, I can look it up later. Drive up there, because I go up. I like to scope things out early. I like to get to places early and stuff like that. Parking's always better, You can kind of get a lay of the land, kind of it grows around you, rather than walk up to ah. I don't like that. I like things a little bit slower, more organic kind of thing. Ready to go inside, Tuck? But it's a good dog. And then this was back when I like first moved out here, and I still had savings I hadn't burned through. I didn't know that I wasn't gonna be able to get a job, so I was a little. Before I left Omaha, I knew she was going to Tacoma, so I got a ticket, and one of it was like those package deals, like $250 for for a good seat, and then you get like a backpack, a clear backpack, and then on the VIP tag it was a flash drive, just charge your iPhone device, and you get like a drink ticket and get snacks, and then get to see your hat. And I took all kinds of pictures. I documented it quite nicely, actually. And it was cool because when I was waiting in line, it was during a time I had just seen a show on Netflix. It was during my phase where like the paradigm, the embodiment of the freaking beautiful black goddess was just everywhere. And there was this Netflix show on, and this woman, she was coming of into herself, and I think it was Sophie Tucker's Drunky was like the first song and she was dancing. I can't remember what it was about, but it was good, and it was her. And so the girl that was the woman that was checking in the people and stuff, I was doing my usual stuff, and I was my head was shaved though, because this is back when I had my head shaved, because I'm a dunce, and and so I start, and then like she goes inside and she comes back, she has ice water, and then so she's like, you want, she comes over, she's like, ice water, and I said, you know what? I said, thank you. I said, you remind me, I'm watching this show right now, and I look it up for it, and I'm like, you remind me, you embody the same, and you have that same black goddess, like, of all these women that I'm coming across right now, and I just want to say that I recognize that, and I think that she gave me the water after that, and then later, I had my little backpack, and I'm standing in line. I ended up giving the backpack away to a teacher, a lady that was much bigger fan than me and cared way more about it, and thought, and her students would have had gotten a kick out of her taking that back with her, because she didn't get I didn't meet her. I just met her because I didn't like hanging out with the people in the VIP room. So I got my gear, and I went out and waited in the hall, and I was just watching people, and there are these two women in their 60s that I started talking to, so I gave one to her, and then the girl when I was standing in line to go to my seat, she came and grabbed me. She came and grabbed me out of the line and she's like, here, come here with me. And she brought me over to the table. And then she put a wristband on my wrist and she's like, come with me. And then so she went through this way. Oh, but with the water, it was funny. I can't forget that because I was like, thank you for the water. And I was like, should I take these and give them back to the other people that were waiting in the VIP line just like me? And she's like, no, it's not that kind of party. And I was like, oh, well, thank you, especially then. I think I'm out of blush. And I was like, oh, well, I see how, okay, then I might be having a different experience here than, because I just don't ever think anybody likes me, so when they do think she could be, so I got all these stellar badass pictures on my Instagram, Snapnax, I think it is, or maybe it's Third Eye Activated. I changed the names, I switched them around, because this was like the day after they wrapped a jazz singer, and Bradley Cooper was there, and I got a picture of Bradley Cooper, and I got his attention. He's smiling because I was like, Bradley Cooper is a sexy man. This is all before they came out to be people eating drug, whatever. But people have their shadow side. I'm gonna not focus so much on what people are doing in the dark. I'm just gonna know that they all have the potential to do that stuff, and I'm not in alignment with her. I ain't gonna buy her shit today. And why are you gonna, with all the press and with all the shit that's coming out, and you're gonna name your fucking album anything with chrome in it? Are you kidding me? That's just stupid. People, it's like they get so egomaniacal that they don't think and they just live out loud and they tout their lifestyles, in our faces. And I don't want to see it. I don't want to see that pervy, nasty, gross stuff, and but everything's changing. But you got to see it to recognize it too, because if you don't see it and you don't recognize, hey, show your kids, that's what that means. Educate them. There's always two narratives. There's always the narrative of, do you know the person you're dealing with? Why are you dealing with them? Is there money involved? If money is involved, there's very little spirit in that. That's why I have trades that I can do to trade for other people. I would help a little old lady. I would change her oil for her for a couple loaves of homemade bread. Stuff like that. If you got a photography, I go out, take wedding pictures. Pay me whatever you think I'm worth. Maybe I could use your boat on the weekend sometime. I want to go down to the lake, and if you guys aren't using your boat, I'm super responsible. I don't drink and stuff like that. So if I break it, I buy it. I always had that attitude. Yeah. It's kept me in line for a long time. It's kept me in my integrity. If you take care of things, then 22 years later, well, this is a really cool Bible. I might learn something from it, Maybe there's more to this God stuff than the people and their representation. I was telling Mom this morning, because the missionaries that live across the street, I'm like, whoa, maybe I can't wait till they come home and I can go tell them about my God. I'll go knock on their door. Hey, want to hear about my God? I'm gonna be a Bible thumper. Plot twist. Nah, I just want to know what other people are talking about. My interpretation of it in a Heyoka kind of way. So it's starting to get warmed up. I've been running my mouth for probably far too long than anybody cares to listen. What's good? There's so much good. Bill Donahue. God, he was one of the original. I used to watch him when I was little. That's how I've been studying people. I've been studying people my whole entire life. I was watching old Oprah interviews because I used to watch old Oprah, and I never thought she was that great. I always wonder why somebody was so happy was always always had such a hard time with their weight, and people with secrets have a hard time with their weight. That's what obesity is. It's stuff that weighs you down, darkness that weighs you down. potentials, you know, your behaviors. People act the way they act, and then they feel about it, and then they freaking eat their feelings, and it shows up everywhere. But a lot of people, my train of thought just derailed because I was kind of wondering where the cat went. So, I don't know. I'll watch anything for a little while to see what it's about. But I'm definitely not gonna get into all 4 seasons of that freaking. I watched like half of one episode just to see what it's about. I'm like, they're glorifying Lucifer. They're trying to make him charming and just, oh, you know, telling people and then using it against them. And I'm like, that's what's coming out in Hollywood right now. All of it, all of the crap. It's just a seedy, people do dirty things for money, and now it's all coming out, all the dirty, and you're gonna see who's been all connected and who's been. That's why I'm careful who I'm gonna stand next to in a picture. That's my spirit. That is a snapshot of my spirit, and you think I'm gonna freaking let anybody freaking come into my energy field? No. Maybe, so I can show people of what a void of spirit is, or maybe you can see anomalies or something like that. But I'll be all, for sure. You're gonna know for sure. I ain't gonna be like, hey, I ain't here with them. My face will show that for sure. I do it all the time. I throw shade like nobody, man. Like nobody. If I don't like something or somebody, I ain't gonna freaking play nicety. I don't fucking care how big they are in the room. I don't give a shit who they are. I don't care if they're. I don't care. I just don't care. Because I go by vibe. I go by vibrational frequency, and people that don't got vibes, they do dirty, nasty things, and they harm people and hurt people, and I'm not gonna let them harm or hurt me. So. Of course, codes are always necessary. Codes are always important. Communication styles are all, because everybody has different communication styles. They're all different. You just gotta, don't spend so much time in the darkness, people. People are going down these ant holes. They're getting stuck in rabbit holes, and they need to go down ant holes. To each side, to each story, there's good and bad. To each story, there's light and dark. It's how much darkness you're attracting, and how much time you spending in the darkness, and how much time are you spending in the light. Are you meditating? Are you eating good? Are you going for walks? Are you staying balanced? Or are you just sitting there looking at fucking evil, pervy, nasty shit all day long? It's counterproductive, man. It keeps people in that low vibe, and that's exactly what they want. And people feel bad all day, and it's like, God, I feel so bad about all the children. I need to go drink. And shit gets perpetuated, and the cycle goes on and on. So that's about all I got for now. Hope you have a rad day.